Y'all hear that? It's just everyday life. You know, dogs are barking, cars are moving on the street, people out walking, the birds are chirping, talking. You know, the airplanes flying in the sky. Hey, that's living, man. That's living. When you can still hear those things, you're up and still living. So, you know, that's one of the big things about my channel is to get out, be amongst nature, be outside. But today, I'm doing two things. We're gonna fish. I'm gonna take you on. I'm still trying to catch that real good one. So, we're gonna continue that route. But also, if you've seen my short here recently, I recently made a change. I made a change to lithium. Don't really know too much about lithium, but it's a new system of powering your boat, and I didn't really know what size battery to choose. I chose the Dakota Lithium 12 volt 54 amp hour battery. Now, let me explain the reason why I chose the 12 volt 54 amp hour over the 12 volt 100 amp hour battery. Well, simple. The first thing is cheaper. So today's fishing trip is going to be featuring me fishing, but at the same time, I really want to get a good idea of how long this battery can last against my routine fishing trip. We're going to try to be on the water around 6 to 7 to maybe 8 hours today, because I want to give this battery a good working out. I constantly have my trolling motor on, but I constantly run my trolling motor in between 10 to 30% most of the time. Sometime on windy days, you may see me having it set on higher speeds. I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna show you all what I mean by. See, I have an EnduramaX trolling motor, and the neat thing about an EnduramaX trolling motor is what it allows. I'm gonna turn it sideways. Basically, you have your offsetting, but then, you know, in your forward setting, you have 10, 30, 50, 75 to 100. So basically what this trolling motor allows you to do is to have way more a variety of speeds that you can operate the trolling motor out of, outside of, you know, your traditional trolling motors that have 1, 2, 3, 4, just set speeds. You know, there's no in-between speeds. So like I said, I'm constantly in between 10 to 30. So I'm using the trolling motor at a very low speed. You know, and it's the same way going in reverse. If you go in reverse, it's the same thing. It's 30, 60, 100. You have less speeds, but you have the in-between speeds. My way of thinking about this is, I didn't really know. I wanted to try the lithium thing, but they're expensive. They're expensive. So I'm really hoping that this works. I'm gonna show you how I kind of like got it in my box. I put it in my regular trolling motor power center box, and it is way smaller than the traditional battery that I normally have in it. That battery right there is between 55 to 60 pounds. This battery right here is 17 pounds. 17 pounds. So that is a lot lighter. And the way I did, you know, these things, I took some of the old cut-off pieces to the little flooring exercise mat. Matter of fact, these are what they are. And as I use these up and put them in the base of my boat, you know, that's pretty much the pattern that I have in my boat. I had to trim pieces off of it to make it fit in there snug. So I had leftover pieces of that I stuck on all sides of my battery right here. And that's how I kind of got it to the point where it's snug and it don't really move too much. So that's one of the big things that I want to see today. I want to see if this battery's gonna work for me. Hey, if it don't, hey, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm I'm trying the cheaper route. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's cheaper and lighter or whatever. So, you know, we're gonna see what it is. We're gonna go to, I don't know if we're gonna go to Hartwell or Lake Kiwi, one of the other lakes or whatever. I really haven't made up my mind. I'm just gonna take off, and whichever direction I go in, that's where we're gonna go. But we're gonna try to give this battery a good test out today, and we're gonna try to catch some too. So let's get to fishing. All right, it's right around 11:30. Just cut my trolling motor on for the first time, and I'm just gonna see how long I can go on this lithium 12 volt 54 amp hour battery. Currently at about a little bit over 30% on the motor, and you know, we're gonna fish 6-7 hours, see how far we can go. May get that much, may not. I hope we can. It's a pretty windy day, so with this wind being as bad as it is, it should give a really good test. I got one, but I'm hung on some line. Oh man, freaking fishing line that's hung on a tree made me lose my fish. Freak. Yeah, he wasn't that big, but that would have been the first one of the day. Must have got it hung in between this tree right here. Couldn't find it or broke his line off, I don't know. But appreciate you making me lose my first fish. Got him again. Got him again. Yeah. Pretty decent one. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good one. Probably about 2. Probably about 2 pounds. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Good one. That other one I had, that something going bigger than this. Right, that's a good one. Pretty decent one. Get him on back in there. He got off. He must have, I don't know if he had the back of the worm or what. Pretty good one, y'all. Kind of gonna let him run himself out, y'all. Pretty good one. Decent bass. I actually threw the swim jig out at him first, and he showed himself. So what I done next, he trying to take me back in them trees. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the biggest one I've caught in a while. Taking my time. Just taking my time. Not rushing it. Not putting too much pressure on it. About whip. All right. Got it, y'all. Woo! Now that was a good battle. right in the top of the mouth. That's where you want that hook at, right in the top. That's exactly where you want that hook at, right in the top. He wasn't going anywhere. Right. .82. Not gonna lie, I thought he was a little bit bigger than that. But again, that's a good one. What I was doing in that situation to catch that fish right there, I'm fishing with my swim jig. Basically what I was doing was I was swimming my jig through this tree. I was swimming my jig through this tree and letting it drop, you know, hitting the poles, letting it drop, and that fish showed itself. He literally showed himself as the swim jig was coming through the tree. And he come up almost about ready to hit the swim jig. Then he slowly went back down. He didn't take it. But that was good enough for me. He showed himself. So I knew it was a fish in there. So I come back with a drop shot. I could have took a Texas rig. I could have took several different things to go back in there and target that bass. But I took my little simple drop shot and I threw it inside the tree and just kind of like let it pendle down, fall in between the limbs, taking my time. When you're fishing in heavy cover, don't try to put too much pressure on the line when you feel something, unless you feel it pull back. But I kind of learned my lesson from the last big fish. I don't know if it was 6-pound test line, 8-pound test line, but it got broke. So I wasn't trying to repeat that. So I kind of beefed up on my line. You know, I added 10-pound test line as a leader line just to see how it would do. And so that enabled me to have a little bit more toughness to the line, pull him out of the trees. Got another one right there cranking the tree. A little bitty one. Get off and up underneath there. Come on. Come on up underneath there. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Jett, with the net job. Get the fish in the net, boy. That's funny. That's a healthy bass there. That is a healthy bass. Crazy thing about it. The crazy thing about that is I was actually stuck. I was actually stuck on a tree. And I had been trying to get myself loose. Just threw it out there and just kind of like letting it sit. Now I did see a bass sitting in that particular area that I threw it in. But I wasn't really fishing it. I was just kind of like trying to get myself unstuck from that tree, lay down log or whatever. And by the time I raised it up, bam, I felt the pressure. I'll take him. Let's get a weight on him. That's a 2.33. This is a perfect example of what I mean by this boat can get in some skinny water. There's a huge tree going all the way across right here. And I'm drifting back into, you know, about as far as I can possibly go, but it's like a foot, maybe a little bit under a foot of depth right here. So I'm trying to get myself back up. Man, that's a big one right there. Okay, I'm gonna let this nice one, I'm gonna let this nice girl go. Got one. That old spot. Little small guy. Little small guy. Got a hole. I got something big. I got something big. I got something real big. Not sure exactly what this is. Oh my fucking goodness. Y'all, I got a damn yes, 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 yes. That's what I've been waiting on. That's what I've been waiting on. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. 5.46. What a beautiful bass, everybody. Beautiful bass. Beautiful. Beautiful. Woo. Woo. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful girl. I'm gonna put her back exactly where I caught her. Thank you. 5.46. 5.46. Go ahead, girl. All right. All right, everybody, here's a quick recap of yesterday's action on the water. The first thing I want to say, I started fishing around 11:30 and didn't, tie up at the dock to end the day until 8 o'clock. So you're looking at around 8.5 hours continuous fishing. Dakota Lithium battery did great. Matter of fact, to start off the day yesterday, the battery read 13.6 on my little DIY voltmeter that I put on it. Not sure if it's really accurate, but that's what it had on it. It had 13.6. Well, after 8.5 hours, it read 13.2. To me, that's excellent. That's real good. So I'm very happy I was able to get 8.5 hours of continuous fishing, hard fishing in heavy wind, dealing with boat traffic, getting hung in trees, hung over stumps and stuff like that. So I did a lot of things. I literally did not turn my outboard motor on but 2 times. The first time to back the boat off the trailer, and the second time is to put the boat onto the trailer. So you're looking at max maybe 2 minutes of run time, doing those 2 things put together. So I'm very happy at the performance of the battery, and I'm really curious, how far I can go still with it. But that's enough about the battery. As far as like the fishing was good. I had lots of bites. I don't know, I got on a real bad streak of losing fish. I lost about 5 or 6 fish. One got hung in some line that was tangled up where somebody broke off in the tree. The other one got hung around a tree limb. And some of the other ones just purely pulled off or just came off. But I caught a lot of good fish, and man, it finally happened. I was able to pull in a 5-pound, 6-ounce bass. I'm so glad. I've been looking for a good bite for a while now, and it felt good to catch that fish. My last fishing trip that you seen, I hung a bass way larger than that, but things didn't work out. So things worked out this time, and it's just good when it do work out. I appreciate everyone who just takes a moment out of their busy day to just look at my videos, check out, see what Jett got going on the channel, and I have to say it keeps me motivated. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. So with that being said, I'm gonna go on ahead and wrap this thing up, and I'm gonna get back to fishing too. So I'll holler at y'all on the next one.